Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my August empties. I got through a lot in August. I feel like I focused a little bit more on like some of the smaller shapes that I have rather than like big bags or loaves, but I don't know, it just looks like I got through so much. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty long video. I don't want to ramble on too much. I will though say that August is now the last month where I was home all day. So that I could be warming morning and evening and changing out my wax halfway through the day. So starting around now in September, I'm going to be working again, so I'll really only get a chance to melt like once a day instead of changing it out. But this is what I've got. It's filled, so it's pretty deep. So I'm just going to get right to it. I've got Rose Girls ice cream cones at Tiffany's. This is from her most recent pre-order, the one that we just received, I guess like a month ago or so. This was amazing. I split this with my mom. It smelled primarily like cupcakes at Tiffany's, but then I definitely got a little bit of a creaminess. I don't know, it was a little bit different. It smelled a little bit like just a nice vanilla cake, but not totally like 100% like cupcakes at Tiffany's. You could tell that there was something else there. I really enjoyed that one. I would get that again. From Rainbow Melt, I have Black and Blue, which is blackberry jam and blueberry cobbler. This one was okay. It performed really well. I feel like all of my Rainbow Melts wax performs really well. It throws well. I only need a little bit, so this was like one of her like daisy shapes. I was able to split it in 4, so you definitely don't have to use too much with Rainbow Melt. I just think that this scent wasn't my favorite personally. It smelled like, I guess, a little bit more artificial blueberry. So not my favorite scent, but definitely did well. Next I have Margarita from Hayden Row. This is like a lime and I forget what the other, it's like a lime and like fresh greens or something. Like it's a very fresh, bright lime margarita scent. It's so good. It's definitely got a little bit of the greenery to it. I already ordered more in her pre-order that she had a couple weeks ago. And it's so good. It's not super strong to me, but it's strong enough. Like it does well enough that I, repurchased it. Next from Rainbow Melts again, Sun Drenched Apricot Rose. This is juicy apricots and soft rose petals. I had another shape of this that I had purchased from her, I guess a couple months ago, and I really liked it. I was surprised because I'm not a rose person, but I've heard really good reviews about this, and I definitely do get more of the apricot. It's a really bright, fruity, a little bit floral scent. If you're scared of rose, don't be with this one. It's not too rosy. This is really, really good though, and this was not little sample, this was a pretty big sample that I got in a Rainbow Melts order, so super generous. All right, I had 2 little chunks of Jumping on Sweet Lemon Clouds from Rose Girls. Her Jumping on Clouds scent, I forget what's exactly in it, but I think it's like cup of cake and monster cookie. There's like a whole bunch of bakery scents to it, and then she has all these varieties of it. So like Jumping on Strawberry Clouds, like Sleeping on Lavender Clouds, and this was Jumping on Sweet Lemon Clouds. So it was just a really nice like sweet lemon bakery scent. I don't know, there we go. Lost focus there for a second. Okay, next, also from Rose Girls, this is Strawberry Raspberry Guava and Blackberry Kool-Aid. I got this one and the Sweet Lemon Clouds in a big Kahuna box in earlier this summer, I guess. And this was good. I wouldn't have picked this out for myself for some reason. I don't know why exactly, but it reminds me a lot of like those those Kool-Aid drinks. I used to have them when I was little, where it comes in like the plastic tube and you like twist off the top. I don't know how else to describe them. I hope somebody knows what I'm talking about, but it smelled just like that. It was super nostalgic to smell that. Next, my little label got askew there. This is Waxidents Randy's Pet Dinosaur. I had placed a Waxidents order with my mom. We both did some customs, and then this was one of the samples that we received, and we split it in half. And I think this has like serendipity and coconut cream pie in it, and one other scent that I can't for the life of me remember. But this was pretty good. I mean, I tried it out in my bathroom. That's where I like tend to try all of my new wax, and it did pretty well in there. So I liked it. I don't know that I would repurchase that scent again per se, but I think that Waxident seems to perform well for me so far in general, so I'd probably purchase from her again. VCS, the Grapefruit Diet. This is a juicy sweet grapefruit. This was the 3-pack of flowers. I got it off of her Etsy page. This was really nice. I mean, this is just a straight up, like, bright, slightly bitter grapefruit. It smelled exactly like I would expect a grapefruit to smell. It was really good. I liked it. It was a nice summer scent. Next is a sample from the Melted Mousse in All My Peeps. This, I think, is jelly beans and like a House Peeps blend. So this was good. I think the jelly beans I didn't love, but it performed pretty well. I tried this one in my bathroom too to see how it would do, and it did pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know that I would repurchase that particular scent. There we go. But I would probably purchase from the Melted Mousse again. VCS Tropical Berry Sunset. This is coconut cream ice cream swirled with strawberry guava and fresh raspberry puree. This one was okay, but I feel like there was some kind of undertone to it that was throwing me off. I don't know if it was the guava. I don't know, because usually I love coconut, I love strawberry, and I love fresh raspberry. But I don't know, there was something to this that I just didn't love. But again, with this one, threw well, performed well. I love VCS. I know I've talked about that before. So I probably just wouldn't get that scent again. I have a couple little scent shots here. I'm probably going to be bouncing around between things because it's all mixed together in this bin. This was a sample from Teddy Bees. This is the Three-Eyed Raven. Like, what made me pick this out to try? I have no idea. But something compelled me to try this the other day, and it smelled so good. I don't remember the exact notes, but I know Marshmallow Fireside is in this because that was like all I smelled, which I don't mind because I love Marshmallow Fireside. But I ended up, I never leave my warmers on overnight. I always turn them off when I go to sleep and when I leave the house for extended periods of time. But I woke up the next day and I was like, why does it still smell like Marshmallow Fireside in here? Because I didn't turn my warmer off, and this was going all night, but it threw all night, and it was still throwing into the morning, so I would recommend that one because it did really well. From Candy Panda, I have Sleepless in Seattle. This I did not know about at first. It was kind of iffy. It smells, what is it? It's white tea, sage, and lavender. I think the sage was throwing me off. I got a lot of the white tea, but it was strong, like that through, so strong, but it grew on me, so I ended up enjoying it more throughout the day. I think it kind of mellowed out a bit, but it was a nice soothing scent. Next is Lizzie from Super Tarts. I have a whole bunch of clamshells that I finished, so I'm going to do some of those now. This is peach, magnolia, pear, jasmine, white amber, and grapefruit. I had been wanting to try this, and I finally was able to get some, I think, in one of her ready-to-ships when she, like, reloaded the website. And it's so nice. It's a beautiful, like, peach floral scent. It's super bright. It didn't throw super, super strong for me, which is unusual for Super Tarts, but it was, I mean, it was definitely there, like you could smell it. But I love a strong throw for my wax, but you know, overall this was good. I would probably repurchase it, but not again until like next spring. Next is Smallville, also from Super Tarts. This is sweet berries, hotcakes, cornbread, and spun sugar. I don't think I liked this one as much as I was hoping to. I don't know what it is that's not appealing to me. It's not bad by any means, but I don't know. I think I wanted to like it more than I did. I definitely get the sweet berries, and then I think I get more of the cornbread than the hotcakes. I'm not really getting any spun sugar. But this one threw pretty well. This one performed well. Beauty and the Beast from Super Tarts. This is blackberry and magically delicious. This is a beautiful scent. I mean, this, like, I had heard good reviews. I've heard people say really good things, but that was the reason why I tried it. However, it exceeded my every expectation. This was just an amazing scent. It's a super creamy, like, I don't even want to say bakery blackberry, because her magically delicious is just so good. It's like a Lucky Charms scent, but oh my goodness, that's so good. It wasn't super strong in my place for some reason. Like I was hoping it would throw a little bit stronger, but again, just like with Lizzie, it was definitely there. Like you could definitely smell it, but it just wasn't as strong as I hoped it would be. A sample from Super Tarts is Drogo. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Now this one, when I opened this up, I was like, oh God, like all I smelled was leather, and I hate leather scents, I've come to learn. That was, truly all I smelled. So I looked at the description on her website, and I think it said like, I don't know if this description's been updated. I know she's been updating all of them, but on the website it still says like sexy man and like spiced cream and leather, or a touch of leather. I was like, this is not a touch of leather. But then I ended up melting this for like a melting challenge on Facebook because it was a heart shape and I needed something shaped like a heart. And this just, it transforms on warm. And most Super Tart scents do, in my experience, but I can't even say enough good things about this. I would 100% buy this again. On warm, I got like the leather is like a top note. Like you kind of got like a whiff of it, and then I really got like the spiced cream underneath. Oh my God. It was so good. It blew me away, and that threw throughout the whole house, and it threw for a full day. Like, I'm not even kidding. So I loved that one. One that I didn't love as much is Frosted Cupcakes, also from Super Tarts. This was one of her cookie shapes. I got this because I thought it would be awesome to blend stuff with, because I don't know, Frosted Cupcakes just sounds really good. It smelled like Starbursts to me. Like, there was nothing Frosted Cupcake about this. And I was like, let me give it a chance, because again, like I've said in like every single video, Super Tarts transforms on warm. So I threw it in my warmer, and it still continued to smell like fruit. And I don't know. I don't like understand this scent. I didn't like it at all. I would not get that one again. Still from Super Tarts, Iron Islands. This is dune grass, sea salt, and teakwood. This smelled lovely. It's very strong on the dune grass. Like, that was primarily what I got. It was a very green scent. However, like, this, like, threw me out of the house and slapped me across the face. It was strong. If you like strong scents, I would highly recommend this. And I'm not complaining, because I love my strong throwers. This was so good. It even lasted like the whole day. Like, when I would usually change out wax around like 4 or 5 o'clock partway through the day, I left this one in for the rest of the day, because I was like, I still smell it so strong. Like, I can't justify dumping this out just yet. This was really good. I was kind of hoping I would get a little bit more sea salt and teakwood, but ultimately, like, it performed so well, and it did smell really nice. Oh, here we go. Super Tarts, An American Werewolf in London. This is her old label before she rebranded. This is homemade biscuits and vanilla whipped cream. So I melted this because she had come out with her Fright Night collection. When was that? I guess 3 years, 2 to 3 weeks ago. And I wanted to see how much more of this I wanted. I ended up getting a BAM of it because this, I mean, truly, seriously, I think is my favorite scent, like, ever. I keep, I wonder how many other people do this, but I keep an Excel sheet with all of the wax that I own and all of the wax that I've tried, and I rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 after I've finished them, like, would I buy it again? This is the only scent that I've tried so far that I've given a 10. This smells so authentically like a vanilla cake baking in the oven. Like, actually, funny story, I put it in my warmer one day, and like an hour later, I fooled myself. I was like, when did I start baking something? Like, I genuinely couldn't figure out like what I was baking. I wasn't. It was this guy. So good. So good. Kryptonite from Super Tarts, key lime, coconut, and suntan lotion. This is another one that I just, like, can rave about all day. It's so good. I get all 3 of these notes. It smells super nostalgic to me because it reminds me of being at the shore, which is something that I have done with my family my entire life. And so, I don't know, smelling this one it just reminds me of being there. So I love that scent. I would 100% repurchase that one. Ron, I did a lot of Super Tarts this month. Ron is sweetened cereal, marshmallows, sugary milk, and orange sherbet. So that's magically delicious / Lucky Charms and orange sherbet. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, this is not your average creamsicle scent. There's just, on cold, it smells like an average creamsicle. But on warm, oh my gosh, like, I really got the cereal note of all things. It's so good. Like, I would buy, like, a BAM bag of that next time she comes out with it. The Time Has Come from Super Tarts. This is Ocean Breeze, Blue Hawaiian Daiquiri, and Agave Sea Salt. This is also her old packaging. I think I wanted to like this more than I did, but I'm realizing that Blue Hawaiian is just not for me. And that's, like, across all vendors. Truly, like, this color, like, matches my nails. I don't know. I've realized that every time I melt a Blue Hawaiian scent from anybody, it, like, makes me nauseous. I have no idea why, but I don't know. Blue Hawaiian is not for me. And now I know. All right, wait. Okay. Riverdale, I'm trying to find all my Super Tarts in here before moving on to the next. Riverdale is dark chocolate malted milkshake. I got this, it's a long story, but I got it for the name, and dark chocolate in wax is, like, really iffy to me. Like, chocolate is iffy to me. It needs to be a good chocolate scent, and this, like, exceeded my every expectation. I mean, this was, like, good on cold, but baking, oh my god, but on warm it smelled like I was baking a chocolate cake. It was so good. I would definitely buy more of that. That is, like, I don't know if it's still on her website right now, but it's been, like, sitting there, and nobody likes Riverdale, and nobody talks about it, nobody buys it, and it's not selling out on her website, and, like, seriously, it's so good. It's so good. That might be it for Super Tarts. Let's see. I'm just gonna move on, and if I find more, we'll get to them. I have Sand and S'mores from Kay. This is so good. This is, like, sand and s'mores, like a beachy scent mixed with s'mores. It's really good. This is, like, a lighter scent, but not in terms of throw. It's just, like, a light, like not super in your face, like not super heavy scent, but it throws so well, and it's like strong. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. It lasts forever. Like it's an underdog. It's a silent little powerhouse, and it's so good. This was one where like I melted it, and then I switched my wax out, and I put something else in, and even with the new wax in and this dumped out, all I could smell was this. So it was really, really good. It performed so well. Another bag, I have Carnival from Hayden Row. This was caramel apple or candy apple, waffle cone, and cotton candy, I believe. This was pretty good. It smelled to me though like Cider Lane, which I mean, I like Cider Lane, I'm not complaining, but that was primarily what I got. From Rose Girls, this is Puppy Love. This was a muffin, a chunk muffin. And this one I hated on cold. Like, all I smelled was the Love Spell, and I don't like Love Spell. I think there was also green apple in this, and something else that I don't remember. But, oh my gosh, on warm, it was so good. I don't know what it was. It just transformed on warm. It was really good, and I enjoyed it, even with the Love Spell in it. So I'm glad that I gave that one a try. Strawberry Raspberry Ginger Ale from Rose Girls. This is pretty good. Ginger ale Ginger ale scents are iffy with me because I don't like ginger. So if it's like strong on the ginger, eh. This one was a little strong on the ginger, but it was pretty good with the strawberry and the raspberry in there. Hayden Row Lime Cotton Candy. This was pretty good. This was like a layered quarter loaf. So I melted the layers together so that I go, oh my god, like, I'm like stuttering today, tripping over my own words. I have like too many thoughts that I want to get out really quickly. I melted both layers together so that I could get both the lime and the cotton candy. There we go. This was pretty good. It wasn't super strong, but I enjoyed the scent of it. Oh my gosh, some of these I melted like at the beginning of the month and I just forgot about them. VCS Princess of Monaco. This is a lemon curd swirled with gooey marshmallows. This was good. It was a nice creamy lemon, not a bakery lemon. That's not what I meant to say. It wasn't really a bakery lemon, but it also wasn't a cleaner lemon, which is what I meant to say, by any means. It was just, I don't know, it was like a nice creamy, like fresh lemon. I enjoyed it. Not a super unique scent. I feel like I could find that elsewhere if I wanted to, but that one performed really well for me. Candy Panda Tea and Cakes. This, oh my gosh, this is pretty old, I think. I mean, this I think is going on a year old. This was pretty good. I mean, this was like one of my first wax purchases, and at the time, tea and cakes was like so novel to me, and now I realize that I can get it anywhere, but I enjoyed it. I realized I don't know how well Candy Panda performs after a year. Like, I don't know that it ages well, because it definitely didn't do as well now as it did when I first got it. L3, Strawberry Guava. This was a bundt cake. I got this as a sample as well in a recent order, so super generous sample. I was able to cut this bundt into 4 pieces, and I mean, it was so beyond strong. It was incredible. It threw all over the place. It was wonderful. I was super happy with that one. Rose Girls 2,500 calories. I forget what's in this. I think it's like jelly donuts, raspberry sauce, and like whipped cream maybe. This was pretty good. I used this up. I just got it in my donut sampler, but I used it up because, okay, you're not gonna be able to see. Oh, there's a tiny little rip in the bag that I think I did like a heathen when I was trying to rip this open to smell it because I was so excited. So I just wanted to use it up before, you know, I didn't want any of the scent to get out, and I really didn't feel like rebagging it. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm not a big jelly donut fan. I've started to realize, I just don't know why, because I like donut scents and I like fruity scents, but for some reason jelly donut is not my love. But it was pretty good though, despite all of that. Rose Girls Pineapple Upside Down Sugar Cookies. This was really nice. I mean, it smelled like what I was expecting it to smell like, a nice bakery pineapple. What do we have here? Oh my gosh, I loved this scent. I forgot about it. Grandma's Peach Cobbler Filled Waffle Cones. This was peach cobbler and waffle cones from VCS. This smelled amazing. I absolutely loved this. I got the peach cobbler and I definitely got the waffle cone. It was so good. Not super strong. It was a little bit lighter, but I really enjoyed it. Like, if she offered that again, I would definitely go get some more. Southbound Vintage Coffee Shop. This is rich roasted coffee and sweet vanilla beans. I mean, this smelled good from what I remember. Yeah, it's like a nice creamy coffee scent. But I don't know, it just didn't stand out to me as being anything like super special. But I don't know. I don't know that I would repurchase it just because it didn't totally wow me. From Zape. Oh my gosh. I feel like I finished this like 2 months ago. This is Beach Bound. This is Sunshine, Tan Lines, and Beach Vibes. This is phenomenal. I mean, I can't even say enough good things about this. Oh god, this smells like you're at the beach. It smells like oceany. It smells, I just don't even know how to describe it. It smells so good. You have to try it if you like beachy scents, like nice summery scents. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I've already bought more of it. And I bought one for my mom and she loves it. So we would both highly recommend. I have a clamshell from the Bathing Garden. This is Miss Melanie. I think this was, yes, like watermelon, honeydew, and cantaloupe or something. It was a nice Melanie, like watermelon-y scent. Maybe that's why it's called this. It's so good. I love melon in wax. I just don't know why, but I really do. And that was good. It was strong. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed that one. Oop, another Zape. This is lavender soda. This is fresh lavender and citrus fizz. So lovely. I definitely get more of the citrus fizz. Yeah, I don't get too much lavender actually, but it's a really lovely scent. It's soothing, but it's also like really uplifting and bright. Really enjoy that one. What is this? Oh my gosh, a Super Tarts that I missed. This is Jackal. Blackberry jam, zucchini bread, and toasted marshmallow. I got this one because everyone and their mother raves about Jackal. Like, people are head over heels in love with this scent, and I unfortunately am not. I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if it was the zucchini bread. I really have no idea. I didn't like this scent for some reason. It wasn't like disgusting. Like, it wasn't like off-putting, but I don't know. I wouldn't repurchase it, but I know that everybody loves it. So I'm definitely like in the minority with that opinion. So try it for yourself if you haven't, and if that sounds like it appeals to you, because it's definitely a fan favorite in that group. Okay, finally I have some clamshells from Sassy Wax Melts. So this one was a custom that I made. This is cotton candy, funnel cake, and vanilla sugar waffle cone. This smelled so good. So good. I need to get another whiff. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it says that this was poured on June 16th. That was only like 2.5 months ago. I didn't realize it's been that recent that I got this. When I first got my order from Sassy Wax Melts, like, it smelled good, but I was like, I don't know, like, these don't smell the way I expected them to. And so I let them, like, cure for a little bit unconsciously. I just kind of didn't feel like melting them right away. And so they've been sitting, and then I revisited them and melted them, and I was like, whoa, these smell so good. So after sitting for a while and curing, and like the scents kind of like melded together a little bit better, oh my gosh, they're amazing. This was so strong. It performed so well. It's beautiful, her wax. I mean, she puts a lot of glitter in it. It's kind of actually borderline hard to clean up, but it looks beautiful when it's melting. And then the other one that I have is Ice Cream Parlor. So this was technically a custom that I made, and that I asked for the scent in particular to be poured, but this is just one of her single scent, I believe a single scent oil. So I didn't like actually mix this at all. My only thing, okay, well, sorry, before I get onto that, let me just say I love this scent. This smells like walking into an ice cream parlor. I mean, you get like the waffle cone scent, you get like a super creaminess. It's so good. I would 100% get this again. I kind of want it to in like a linen spray so I could spray it on my body, my clothes, and smell like it all the time. My only thing, now this I got, like I said, 2.5 months ago. Look at how mushy the clamshell is just from sitting for 2.5 months. I mean, I've had like my other clamshells do this at times, but after like a year or like 8 months or something, I mean, 2.5 months, oop, there it goes, 2.5 months, I feel is too soon for a clamshell to start deteriorating, but whatever. Now I just feel like I have to like get through them a little bit quicker and not hoard them. My last item to talk about is Goose Creek Sugared Donut. I forgot I had this one. This, ooh, is so good. Super discolored. You can't even see from here. It's like, I mean, it's like pretty dark yellow in person. This smells phenomenal. Like this, I mean, truly, I'm in love with this scent. This smells exactly like this picture looks. Like a super like fried, doughy, like cakey donut with a little bit of like cinnamon. Oh, it just started pouring here. With a little bit of cinnamon sugar, a little tiny hint of apple, but this is by no means like an apple cider donut. This is a like sugared donut. And that through and through and through, and it was strong. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I would 100% repurchase that. I absolutely loved it. So these are all of my empties for the month. I feel like I did pretty well. But that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching and for bearing with me through this long video. I'm trying to cut down my hauls. So we'll see how that goes. So I might start doing more frequent empties videos as opposed to waiting for the end of the month and doing like a big video. I might just do like a mid-month melts and like an end of the month melt so that they're a little bit shorter too. But otherwise, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.